What's going on, everybody? Welcome, one and all. It's Mr. Christopher with the Funkatopia Radio Show. Welcome to Funkatopia Live. I am by myself tonight, so it's one night alone with Mr. Christopher, and I hope you guys are ready. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to talk about a lot of purple news, but for those who are brand new to the mix, this is the pre-show. We don't start the actual show until 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is about 8 minutes from right now. We kind of give a little bit of an opportunity for folks to come in and just kind of hang out and whatnot. And I'll also turn on the app. So if you happen to be getting into the car and you're heading on your way out for the evening or just going about whatever, you can actually go through the process of, go through the process of turning on the Funked Up app. All you got to do is just for both iPhone and also for Android, just download Funked Up. That's Funkedup, Funked Up, and you can listen to this broadcast as we go. Not this pre-show, because we just started the pre-show, and this is just to say hello and see how everybody is doing this evening. Again, Jeff Page is not going to be here. I am actually in the process. Purple News Explosion. I have to update the actual it's a broadcaster that actually pushes this broadcast out to the app, because we are in the process of testing the brand new app. I know you guys are really freaking out about the brand new app that's coming. Yes, we should have it available and ready for Prince-giving. I can't believe it's that time of year again, but we're getting close to Prince-giving, which is be pretty awesome. And so we hope to have this brand new app up and ready by Prince-giving, and we'll just kind of get to that point. But let me say hello to everybody here. Cassandra, how are you? Andre, what's going on? Andre, I saw that you were in yesterday, and I don't know why you were here yesterday. I think you were just trying to say something to the effect of, I don't know what you were trying to say. Krista, what's going on? Lisa, what's going on? Susan from Iowa. Hey, Susan from Iowa. I love when you guys tell me where you're from. Also, that helps. I know where a lot of you are from right now, but Sue in Southern California is 101. It's finally started to feel like fall here, which is pretty amazing. We love it when I love fall weather. I'm from the north. So, when you get into that tri-state area, I love this fall weather here in Atlanta. Kiaria, how are you? Patricia, what's going on? Christina, what's going on? Joshua, what's going on? Carrie, Janice, Olga, Brian, Sylvia. Let me tell you something. You guys, William from Ohio, what's going on, man? Lawrence from Mars. All right. Well, I think it was probably I didn't realize we had that kind of reach, but that's pretty good. Interplanetary reach is always fantastic. So, man, we got a lot of cool show tonight. There is typically, we kind of get to the end of the show and I normally will tell you, hey, we don't have anything planned for next week. That is not the case. That is not the case for the month of October. Literally, with the exception of 1 week, I have the entire October booked, and I'm going to tell you about all the shows that we've got coming up in October. And there are special guests in the house every single day that we do this broadcast, with the exception of one. And that may end up not being the case. So we'll just finally see. Richard from Seattle, what's up? Love it. Brian's. Oh, it's 80s in Detroit. Brian, I know you were in Detroit, Brian. Cool. I used to live in Detroit. Actually lived for a short period of time, I lived in the projects of Detroit. With my single mother for a while. It was very rough in the projects of Detroit in the 70s. And then, of course, we moved to New Haven, Michigan. And then we went from there back down to South Carolina. So it was kind of a little bit of a culture shock. But yeah, we're all over the place, man. Yeah, I live in the Detroit area. I got fam up there, and pretty cool area. But it's always good to see so many of you fine folks in here. But again, wait until you see or hear some of the guests that we have coming up. And I'm just going to tell you, one of them is going to break the internet, just with a special announcement that could or could not be made. Andre's still pushing this Prince 3D hologram. Andre, we don't have any hologram news. Prince was very, very animate about that specifically and said, no, do not do that. So it's still the same as it ever was. Same as it ever was. So it's not gonna. It's just yeah. Tracy from Tasmania. I don't even know what to even believe with you guys anymore. So we got a lot of entertainment news that we're going to be talking about. Some weird stuff. I just found like a little weird tidbits that made me laugh. And then once I see them, I go, I got to share this with Funkotopians. And then, of course, a couple weird videos that I found, really short, weird videos. We're going to talk about a lot of things, a lot of purple stuff. We're going to be talking about not only with the brand new, oh, shoot, I don't have that image. Not only with the brand new shows that we've got coming up in October, but also all the weird stuff that has popped up, such as this woman that has appeared on Golden Bachelor, who was 64 years old and said she used to date Prince, and that Sexy Dancer was written about her. Going to talk a little bit about her. I don't know what that whole scenario is. We're going to talk about Record Store Day releases. We're going to be talking about all these really cool, weird things that are going on in the Paisley Park world. Some of the little leaked stuff that's been going on with Diamonds and Pearls. I mean, a lot of you have seen some of these files that have been kind of popping up from all around. Some weird things that have been going on with the releases that the estate has been putting out. I'm not exactly sure what's going on there, but there's seems to be some quality control issues that I don't know how they're going to work through all that stuff, but they need to work through all that stuff. And we're going to talk about some of that stuff and see if you guys saw the same thing. And just a little bit of everything. And of course, the biggest thing is going to be really telling you what is in store for Funkotopia for October. And I want to get to that, but I want to talk about the entertainment news first. And we're going to do that right at the top of the hour at 8 o'clock. And all you fine folk in the area, thank you so much for tuning in. And we're going to have some really fun time. So if you're a Prince fan, don't go anywhere because we got a lot of really cool stuff that we're going to talk about. And other than that, I hope everybody's doing well. And I almost don't realize I did the show by myself for years, for many, many years. And then Jeff came on board about, was it two or so years ago? And he's kind of become part of the family. And Rob Rhythm was my really good friend of mine, Rob Rhythm, who's probably my oldest friend ever. Not age wise, but just as far as the amount of time in my life. And he was in there for a minute. Funkenberry was in for a very, very short period. So it was kind of just this weird, we kind of had a little weird journey. So it's kind of unusual not to have Jeff in the mix to kind of bounce things off of and let him doing the and so I got to do it by myself. So it's always starts a little bit rough when I first start off by myself because I got to get into that mode knowing that I have no breaks. I can take no breaks and I just got to kind of fly straight through. So that's what we'll do. We're going to fly straight through. I got some funny stuff I want to talk to you that I found on the internet that I think you guys are going to kick out of that are not Prince related. Just so we're clear, they're not Prince related, but here it is. It's the 8 o'clock hour. So I'm going to break this down. I'm going to start the broadcast on the app. So if you happen to be getting in the car and going on your way, just go ahead and start that Funked Up app. And then once you start that Funked Up app, you'll be able to listen wherever you go. There is some visual components going on tonight. But like always, we try to make it as close as possible for you audio only listeners, just so you're not missing a whole bunch. So we'll do what we can. We were only gone for a week, Stephanie. I don't believe we were gone for 2 weeks. We're just gone for a week. Oh, I guess if you I got it. All right. Sure. Because once we're done, we go a week and then got it another week. Yeah, I guess it was 2 weeks. So yeah, I'm back. All right, let's go ahead and bring myself down and we'll go ahead and start this show right now. So give me just a second. Let me pull myself down and let's get this party started. The pre-show is officially over. Give me a minute. welcome to Funkatopia. WTF. Welcome to Funkatopia. Yes, we still actually have some of these coffee mugs in stock. WTF. Welcome to Funkatopia. Yes, and I handmade every single one of them. No joke, I did. Welcome to Funkatopia. I hope you guys are doing fantastically well. I am your host, Mr. Christopher. I am here by myself. No co-host, no Jeff Page. So no, it is just me. And tonight we're going to be doing entertainment news. So we're going to talk a little bit about everything that's going on. We're going to tell you about some amazing shows that we have coming up for the month of October. Pretty much our entire October is booked. There's only 1 week that we are not doing a show, and that is October 24th. And that's not because, well, it's primarily because we don't have anything in place at the moment, but we may need a break because it is going to be nonstop for the full month of October, with the exception of that Tuesday. And I can't wait to tell you the shows that we got coming up, and it's going to be pretty fantastic. I know I've kind of teased that out like a few times, even if you listen to the pre-show, but you know, I can't help myself because it's exciting. It's exciting how many really cool shows that we have coming up in October. And so I want to tell you this, if you are listening on the app, you're listening to Funkatopia Live, and we got a brand new app that is going to be coming before we do Prince-giving. I know I've been talking about Prince-giving a little bit. For those who do not know, for those uninitiated or new to Funkatopia, Prince-giving is a time of the year where we play all of Prince's music in chronological order. And I mean all of Prince's music in chronological order, everything that we have in chronological order. And then normally during Princemas, what we have been doing is we've been going with Princemas, which happens during the Christmas week. We've been doing live concerts. So live concerts are really, really cool. And, but we also tried something during his birthday week, which was playing everything in alphabetical order, which got rave reviews. So I don't know. We're just going to have to kind of leave it up to you guys to decide what you want to do and how you want to hear it. Because there's lots of really cool things that we can do when the man has such a wealth of material. It's pretty easy to kind of be able to put together all different types of, I don't know, just structure it a little bit differently, whether it's chronological, whether it's alphabetical. I don't know. It just really depends. It is a lot of fun. So if you want to participate, all you got to do is just download the app. But just know that we have a brand new app that is coming. It is being worked on by a good friend, Funkatopian, Michael Sweet, who's working on this, and he is actually he's doing a lot of work, and we're actually trying to incorporate a lot of really cool things, putting in the capability to be able to make song request. But there's a lot of intricacies with the song request stuff, because it's not, before when we had song request in there, it was manual. And that's just not, there's some feasibility issues, because if we happen to be doing something like Prince-giving, we don't want somebody to be able to make a request and have that song interrupt the event. And there'll be some idiots. Sorry, there's some idiots out there who will make a request during Prince-giving when we have a very, very specific way that the music is being played. So we just gotta be real careful. Anyways, there was a lot going on. Yeah, I see that Ernest Hudson here is saying that he just got done seeing More Stay in the Time live at the Stratus at the Purple Legacy Tour in Las Vegas. I heard that was really, really fun. It was a really good show. That is, I mean, I would have loved to have been able to see that. We got an opportunity to see More Stay in the Time come through. Where was it? Mableton? I can't remember what it was. Someplace that's like about an hour away from where I am. It was a really cool outdoor venue, but apparently that's where all the R&B and funk concerts go. I guess the demographic just better fits ticket sales there. And hey, you know what? If that's what I got to do, I will drive. I will make that drive. I'll make it happen, because I love to see some fantastic shows. There's also another club that is on the west side of Atlanta called St. James that has a lot of, Marcus Anderson plays a lot there. There's a lot of really cool stuff going on. Matter of fact, tomorrow night at St. James on the west side of Atlanta, there is a really, really cool group called Trap Jazz All-Stars. And if you happen to have, I think it's Hulu, there is I think it's on Hulu. There's a special for the Trap Jazz band, and it's just this culmination of guys from Atlanta that are phenomenal on their instruments, whether it's drums, keyboards, and they play a funk, jazz, trap style of it's this merging of music, and it's so fantastic. Problem is, I'll be going out of town on Thursday, and I don't know if I'm going to have an opportunity to drive all the way out there on Wednesday night. I don't know. I'll debate. But if you happen to be on that side of Atlanta, please go because they are fantastic. So, what is Susan saying here? Susan's saying, please put up the NPG Music Club audio shows on Princegiving like you did a few years ago. Yes, I did do that. So when we have a scenario where the way that I typically like to do Princegiving and Princemas, again, for those uninitiated, is we'll play all of Prince's music in chronological or alphabetical, however we do it. But we also realize that people are not staying up 24 hours a day, 24 hours a day listening to this for 3 days straight. We don't want you to do that. We want you to stay safe and we want you to stay healthy. So what I do is that once it's over, I try to do a little bit of a break in between when it ends. And then I wait like about somewhere between 8 to 12 hours. And then I start it over again so that you can catch everything that you missed while you were sleeping the last time. And that's been really effective and everybody loves it. And it kind of keeps the listenership up and everybody stays tuned because it's just like listening to everything. It's pretty amazing. Anyways, but it is coming and we have a brand new app that is going to be coming also. It's going to have a lot new features. It's going to feel differently. It actually works with CarPlay. So when you're in the car and you're playing the music, it's actually coming through the title of the song, all that stuff will be coming through your car audio, which is pretty awesome. And on top of that, we'll be working to get it integrated with Alexa and all that stuff. So you can, it's a whole thing. We got a lot of stuff going on. It's coming. Just know that it's coming. And I'm very, very excited about it. All right. Let's, now this is a really, really loose night. I've got a lot of cool stuff coming up. I've got a lot of entertainment news. I've got a lot of purple news to talk about, but obviously it's just you and me tonight. So if you have any questions, anything specific that you want to know, whether it has to do with the purple universe, whether it has to do with me personally, whatever it is, just if you feel the need to ask a question, a burning desire question, do it. I don't care. Because we're going to have fun tonight. Andre says, any dancers? Or what? I don't know what you're talking about, Andre. Andre's a weirdo. I gotta have a drink of water before I start this little bit of a George Carlin throwback there. All right. So I was happening to, I love scouring Twitter for a lot of up-to-date news, especially when it's kind of like popping. And every now and then I'll see something weird and I'm thinking to myself, what in the world, what kind of country do we live in that some of this stuff used to be, okay. For instance, and I'm going to try to make sure that I try to keep it audio friendly so that people are listening on the app can appreciate this. But there was a newspaper article that was pulled from the 50s. You know, a lot of times you have a lot of these commentaries and op-ed pieces in newspapers and they kind of go rogue a lot of times. But for whatever reason, I guess in the 50s, there was just a whole different perception regarding the sexes. And here is a picture of a question that was proposed in the 50s. And I just thought this was funny. And I hope that you guys also think it's funny because it's just silly. But the question they asked was, if a woman needs it, should she be spanked? First off, before we even get into the answer of some of these people, the first guy is Miguel Matos from Brooklyn. The question, the question itself, why would you even ask this question at all? Anyways, if a woman needs it, should she be spanked? I don't understand. I just try, even if you're trying to, you're drunk at a bar and someone's trying to make small talk, the second that somebody asks you a question, hey man, just got a question, just answer it honestly. If a woman needs it, should she be spanked? You're like, I think my phone's going off. I got to go somewhere else. So anyways, what I thought was funny, not only was the question itself absurd, but the answers were even more absurd. Now, again, if you are new to the show, we kind of cover a little bit of entertainment news, the non-purple stuff right out of the gate to start, and then we go into the purple stuff if you're really hardcore Prince fans. So just hang tight. We're going to entertain you, and I'm going to keep you entertained. So just relax. It's fine. So this question, if a woman needs it, should she be spanked, was answered by Miguel Matos, who is a counterman in Brooklyn. And of course, this is from the 50s. And he replies, why not? If they don't know how to behave, it's hard to even read this with a straight face. Why not? If they don't know how to behave by the time they're adults, they should be treated like children and spanked. That ought to make them grow up in a hurry. If it doesn't at first, they'll soon get the idea. All right. Okay. There you go. But there was a couple more answers. You would think of this guy's rogue. This guy's out on his own. There can't be more of these guys. Apparently in the 50s, there was a bunch of guys. I have two more answers that were right on the, again, all Brooklyn. This one's Frank Desiderio, a barber in Brooklyn. And he says, yes, when they deserve it. As a barber, I've got a lot of faith in the hairbrush. I don't even know what the hell that means. I think there are certain cases when it is advisable, and when it is, there's no reason why you shouldn't go right ahead and do it. I can't knock the idea. In my business, a man sets a lot of store by results. I don't know what that means. He can get with a hairbrush properly applied. Okay, I don't know. And then the last guy here that I have here is another guy named Teddy Galai, who's a parking lot attendant in Brooklyn. And he says, you bet, it teaches them who's boss. A lot of women tend to forget this is a man's world. And a lot of men who step down as boss of a family wish they hadn't. Spanking might help get back some of the respect they lost. I'm sorry. This is I'm sorry. This is just entertaining to me to be able to see some of these crazy, I don't know. Anyways. So anyways, that's the most offbeat thing that I found that I thought was really unusual. I also wanted to ask, because I think this is very interesting that this kind of popped up a few days ago. I wish that, I don't know. I'm not sure what to think about this, but I wish we'd had a show a few days ago to talk about this new arrest in the case of Tupac's murder. This is insane to me that here we are 27 years later, and they have finally arrested a man for Tupac's murder. It's crazy to me. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I just, I'm kind of a little bit shocked by it. Not really surprised. I mean, somebody had to open their mouth, right? Well, apparently there is a guy who did open his mouth, and he continues to open his mouth repeatedly. I guess he did some interview, or maybe he was talking to somebody, and he was bragging about the fact that he was in the car with the shooter that shot Tupac. And I guess he did the interview and nobody did anything and nobody reacted. Nobody said anything. Maybe they just thought he was spouting off or whatever. And he got bolder and bolder as time went on, and he was never arrested, or he was never captured, or he was not, they just never said anything, I guess. So he just kept on going. And then he decided to take it to the next level and write a memoir and brag about it some more. But the guy's name, and here's a picture of him. Sorry for you radio folks, but here's a picture of him. The guy's name is Dwayne Keffy D. Davis. And Keffy D, Keffed, is, I guess, a nickname of him. But Dwayne Keffy D. Davis, he was apparently in the car with the shooter that shot Tupac 27 years ago. And this guy, Davis, has been on the investigators' radar for a very long time. And he even admitted it in interviews. Yeah, Brian Davis says no relation. I don't know, Brian. We don't know that. I mean, when's the last time you took a DNA test? We really gotta check it out. but he even admitted it in Henry Nelson says pronounced Keefe. He shot Tupac, so I'm not giving any mad respect by making sure that my pronunciation of his name is correct. But he didn't actually shoot him. Apparently, in interviews and in this memoir that he did a few years ago in 2019 called Compton Street Legend, he was in the Cadillac that September 1996, and he was involved in the drive-by shooting. Now, he wasn't the guy who shot Tupac, but he said he was in the front passenger seat of the Cadillac, and he had the gun, and he slipped the gun into the back seat to his nephew, a guy named Orlando Baby Lane Anderson, and there was another person in the back seat also. I don't know who that person's name was. And then shots were fired from the back seat. Those shots were the ones that took Tupac's life. So according to him, he's never really specifically answered who did it, whether it was his cousin or whether it was his other guy. But one of those folks was the ones that actually shot the gun. By the way, both of those people that were in that back seat are dead now. So I think he feels a little bit safer now that he can now kind of narc or whatever it is. And, it's not going to be a problem because those people that did it are dead. So I don't know. It seems like going to jail as Tupac's murderer doesn't seem like a really safe environment. I wouldn't think. I don't know. Anyways, this is Davis is one of the last witnesses here, and to the Tupac murder, and apparently he had some news. He had some information about Biggie's death as well. So I don't know what to say, other than I'm glad that they got him. I guess better late than never. I did see that he managed to make sure that he did a little bit of a plug for his memoir before he got arrested. Before I do this, let me tell you where all the details are in my memoir. You should pick it up. It's cheap. It's called Compton Street Legend. And if I can have a little bit of bank when I get out, brother, you're not getting out. Not for a long time. Anyways, prayers up. Let's go to the next news item here. Prayers up for the one and only Steven Tyler of Aerosmith. There was some tours. They're on this big tour. It's their final hurrah. And it's Aerosmith and with opening act Black Crowes. And what's interesting is that I would have loved to go on the show. Immediately when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, I got to go. And when I saw it was like $400 and up for nosebleed seats, I was just, no, this isn't happening. I'm not spending $350 plus Ticketmaster fees to sit up in nosebleed. It's just not happening. I'm just not doing it. It's crazy to me. I don't see this as something I am interested in whatsoever. I would love to see this concert, but I'm going to have to win these tickets. That's all there is to it. I'm going to have to win these tickets. Well, luckily I did not spend the money on those tickets because I would have got my money back, but it's kind of a little bit of a shame. But apparently he strained his voice doing a show in New York. And when they did a little bit more research, they said that he fractured his larynx. I didn't even know you could fracture your larynx. Isn't a fracture something that happens to a bone? I don't understand. Anyways, all the shows for the tour have been canceled. He's just going to be working on getting better, and then it will try it again in 2024. So that's where we're at right now. So if you're an Aerosmith fan and you want to check out Aerosmith and Black Crowes and you happen to have tickets, you might well go ahead and go back to your original ticket provider and get your money back. Or just sit on the tickets, because I don't know how it's all working out as far as them, making good on tickets. If you sit on them and hold them, if you happen to get good seats, I don't know. But ticket prices are insane for that show anyways. And yeah, Lisa LaBeouf she said concert ticket prices are killing live music. I absolutely positively have to agree. They had this whole debacle with Bruce Springsteen where he was like allowing some type of, it's just a whole thing. It's just a mess. Yeah, so Springsteen had to cancel his tour as well. So there's like a bunch of craziness going on, and I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know what you do at this point when you have scenarios where you got people that are, um, you know, charging what they're charging for these big tickets for these shows. It just doesn't make any sense. I don't know. Anyways, all right, let's go to something that I think is really, really funny. I'm going to show you a couple of videos that I just really short videos. Sorry for you audio folks, but there's some really short videos that I want to show you because they made me laugh. And so I'm going to show them to you, and hopefully they make sense to you because they make me laugh. And then after we do these really short videos, I am then going to tell you what is in store for you on Funkatopia for the month of October. All right. So first off, all of you have probably played Dodgeball at one point in time. And I think we all can admit that, you know, everything that you do sport wise, you watch a professional version of it and you're like, oof, I thought I was good. And apparently not. I play racquetball. I love playing racquetball, but I watch these professionals play racquetball on YouTube and I'm like, there's no way I can do that. That's insane. Just watching them dive and slide and bang into the walls and I mean, it's crazy. Well, I found this video of a neighborhood dodgeball tournament, which I don't know if you really consider that a sport or not, but there are these group of ladies that are playing dodgeball in a neighborhood, and it is the most violent thing that I've seen. And it's pretty impressive because they're violently throwing the balls and the person that they're throwing them at is violently catching them. Watch this video of these girls playing neighborhood dodgeball. You got to see this. It's a 13-second video, but just take a look at this. Unbelievable. It makes no sense to me. Oh my God. I've just never seen I could just watch this just one more time. You got to see that these girls have this dodgeball for those who are listening on audio, and they're taking these balls and they're literally doing a 360 with their body in order to like a shot put type of throw with these dodgeballs. And they're doing them like within 5 feet of the people that they're throwing them at. And somehow those women that are getting the ball thrown at them manage to catch that ball as it's coming at them at high velocity. And they also take that momentum that is being thrown at them and also spin to throw it back. And it's like this weird, I've never seen anything like this at all. We'll play it one more time in case you happen to miss it. It's really strange. Check this out one more time.
Demora muito.
Unreal. It's unreal. I don't get it. All right, one more. All right, one more quick video, and then I'm going to tell you what's going on for Funkatopia, and then we'll get into the purple news like you want me to. And I realize that. I don't mean to hurt anybody's feelings, but I realize that. All right, one more video. I don't even know how to even express this video, but it is a video, again, for you audio folks. It's a video of a man. It looks like he is dropping off a child at a house in a car seat outside of the house, but you quickly realize almost immediately that it's not a child that is sitting in this car seat because this child is smoking a blunt in the car seat. And he honks the horn to let the woman know that he's dropped this person off or whatever this is going on. And you don't realize what's going on. And then all of a sudden in the last second of the video, the person in the car seat gets out of the car seat and starts running, and you realize that it's very, you just have to see it. Just see it and then take it in and enjoy this. I called this video dropping off Jerome because I didn't know what to call it. So check out this video and and make of it what you will, because it's the most craziest thing I've ever seen. Here, check this out. All right. One more time, because that last second pretty much defined the whole entire video. Again, for those audio folks, the person that gets out of the car seat is apparently a teenager or something that has a deformity that very, very insanely short. I don't know what. It's just the most unusual video ever. Let's watch it one more time, just for posterity, just so you guys can say that you saw it and define it as you will. Here we go. One more time. I don't even know what to say. There is some, I don't know. All right, let's talk about some fun stuff, shall we? Let's talk about what's going on with Funkatopia starting in October. Well, we are in October, starting next week. And let me just go ahead and tell you, just get ready, because we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have a special guest every single week, with the exception of the last. Well, I'll explain it. First off, let me go ahead and tell you this. And again, we're going into the purple news here, but a busy October for Funkatopians. To start next week on October, what is that? 10th? October 10th. We welcome the one and only TC Ellis is going to be here next week. Next Tuesday, TC Ellis will be in the house sharing his princely stories. You may know him from the album Confessions that he did with Paisley Park, and he worked with Prince on that album. There's a lot of different work. Levi was pretty intimately involved in that album, and pretty much TC kind of pushed Prince into the rapping realm. And then as Prince started to kind of embrace rap a little bit more, TC was the one that was kind of pushing. It was like, rap's happening. You got to go. This is it. And so you need to tune in next week as we welcome TC Ellis. Yes. TC Ellis, you may remember him from New Power Generation Part 2 on Graffiti Bridge. It was like, I got to do this. Yes. TC Ellis is going to be in the house next week. It's going to be a lot of fun, and you need to be here. Don't be anywhere else. That is the first show. Well, this is actually the first show of October. It's the second show of October, which is next week. Now, I don't know how to explain this, the show following this. The following week, October 16th, which is a Monday, and October 17th, which is a Tuesday, we have back-to-back shows, and they will be live shows. They will not be pre-recorded. You need to be here for this. It's going to be ridiculous, and it's going to be amazing. So I want, and let me just say, before I show you who the guest is on Monday, October 16th, it's going to be a powerhouse show. You're going to want to tune in, because it's not a normal Tuesday night. It's a Monday night, which is very, very highly unusual for us. We kind of move things around when needed. Okay. Enough teasing. Monday, October 16th, we welcome Maite in the house. Maite Garcia is going to be here Monday, October 16th. She is going to be on the show. We're going to be doing an interview with her. We're going to be hanging out. We're going to be having a phenomenal time. Lots of things to talk about. And she's got a couple of announcements that she's going to be making exclusively here, right here on Funkatopia. I'm going to be breaking the news right here. And just so we're clear, just so we're really, really clear, one of the announcements, if she makes this announcement on this Monday, October 16th, it's going to break the internet. I'm just telling you. I can't tell you what it is. I can just tell you that when Maite's coming on the show, October 16th, Monday, October 16th, not Tuesday, Monday, October 16th, it's going to break the internet. So be there for that. All right. So next week, TC Ellis. The following week on Monday, Maite is going to be here, October 16th. October 17th, we have a special get together for some friends and whatnot. We are doing the Diamonds and Pearls celebration on Tuesday, October 17th. And we are still working on the guest list. There are still people that we're waiting on confirmation, but we have got confirmation that we're going to have a Diamonds and Pearls celebration with Tony M from MPG. Scott McCullough is coming back on, and Robia Scott, who was Pearl of Diamond and Pearl. She's also going to be on the show as well. So we got 3 folks already in the mix, and we are continuing to add to that list. We're going to try to make it as much of a celebration as we can possibly do. So TC Ellis next week, Maite on October 16th, Diamonds and Pearl celebration on October 17th with Tony M, Scott McCullough, and Robia Scott, Pearl. And then on the 24th, we're going to take a little bit of a break. So we're going to take a break on the 24th as it stands. I don't know how that's all going to work out, but as it stands, I'm going to do a break on the 24th. But then we're coming back the following Tuesday, and which happens to be October 31st. So we are going to have a Halloween party. So October 31st, we're going to be doing a Halloween party, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And I don't know exactly what we're going to be doing for this Halloween party. I don't know. We'll figure it out. It's going to be a lot of fun. Please be here for it. Halloween party, October 31st, right here. This is one of the, I honestly can't remember. I can't remember the last time we did a Halloween party. Maybe it was 6 or 7 years ago. I don't remember. So that is the entire October, with the exception of October 24th, which we may need to take a break and kind of pull things together because there may be something happening on the 24th, but as of right now, again, that is your lineup for Funkatopia for October, for Funkatopia Live. I hope that you guys will join us. It's going to be a lot of fun. I will put all of those shows into the mix so that you guys can see them on Facebook. I'll put them in as events so that you guys can remember and attend. Again, the 10th, TC Ellis, October 16th, Maite, October 17th, the Diamonds and Pearls celebration with Tony M, Scott McCullough, and Robia Scott. And then the 31st, a Halloween party. Man, a lot of stuff. So this is what happens when I take a week off and I can actually start reaching out to people and trying to get all these things together for you guys and just kind of make you guys as entertained as I possibly can every single week. So a lot crammed in. There it is. All right, let's get to the purple stuff, shall we? I know you guys have been waiting. So here it is. Let's start with something that is a little purple, and that is that Judith Hill has got a brand new single called Runaway Train that is out right now. You can go to judith.ffm.to. Again, that's Judith, JUDITH.FFM.to. And you can hear her new single, Runaway Train, that's out now. She's really, really psyched. It's a great song, great story behind the song as well. And if you want to take a listen to it, it's out now. I don't have any pictures. I don't have any clips or whatever. I didn't want to kind of step on anybody's toes. So if you are a Judith Hill fan, which you should be, because this woman is, wow, insanely talented. I'm just insanely talented. I got an opportunity to see her play in Atlanta and at the City Winery, and I was shocked. I mean, I knew she kind of played guitar. I didn't know. I mean, I knew she played piano a little bit, but I did not know she played it so expertly. Like, it's not just chord banging. It is just a whole, she's amazing. And this song is incredible too. So make sure you check it out. Don't have any pictures or whatever, so it's all good. I don't know what to tell you. All right, so let's talk about first this woman named Leslie Fema. I'm assuming that's how you pronounce her last name, Fhima. She is a contestant on The Bachelor. Actually, this particular season, they're doing a show called The Golden Bachelor. And The Golden Bachelor is essentially this 72-year-old man. I can't remember his name, but he's a 72-year-old man. And he is being wooed by all of these women who have lived their lives, been married, divorced, widowed, whatever their story is. Maybe they were single all their life, whatever the scenario is. And they're trying to get with this man. I don't even know what he did previously. Maybe there are some, I don't know, maybe there's some fans here of The Bachelor who are watching this show. But anyways, this woman, Leslie Fima, claims that she dated Prince in the 70s. Now, not only, well, here's the other thing. Not only did she say, or she claims, and she kind of mentioned it kind of, you know, like, tell us something interesting about yourself. I used to date Prince, and he wrote a song about me called Sexy Dancer. And yes, and I'm awesome. I don't know what to eat. She could be the sweetest person in the world. All I know is this woman claims that Sexy Dancer is written about her and that she used to date Prince in the 70s. Now, I'm going to show you, sorry again for you audio folks, but I'm going to show you a picture of her in the 70s. This is what she looked like in the 70s. That totally vibes with the look that Prince used to be attracted to. She's got that Jill Jones look to her. It's just totally vibes. Yeah, totally vibes. Anyways, her son, Leslie's son, also tells the same story told the same story to Minneapolis Tribune. And apparently they were dating. He wrote Sexy Dancer about her. And then she broke up with him so that she could go to work for the European Ice Follies tour. So apparently she was a professional skater also. No proof of any of it, even though she was a dancer / choreographer in the late 70s. And I reached out to Mei Ling, and Mei Ling said that this woman is also Bobby Z's cousin. If I heard this correctly, I don't know. I did not verify that. That's hearsay, rumor, and conjecture. But from what I understand, it's a cousin of Bobby Z's or some cousin of the Purple Family, one of the band members from the Revolution. So that could vibe. I don't know. I don't know. All I know is this woman's claiming that she used to date Prince and that Sexy Dancer is about her. She wouldn't be the first that said that Sexy Dancer was about her, but maybe check her out. I don't know how far she's going to get on this Golden Bachelor. I don't know how many episodes they are into the show. Maybe a couple episodes. Maybe she's still there. Maybe she did not. I don't know. I don't know how this entire show works, but anyways, check it out. Her name is Leslie Fima, and she's on the Golden Bachelor. And with Judy's here. Judy says he was a restaurateur, and she's in the final 2 also. I only thought there were a couple episodes in. So Judy is in the know on the there's millions of Bachelor fans out there. I have yet to watch one episode. It's kind of like, it's surprising to me. There's so many shows that people just like worship. Like when Lost was on, everybody was like, Lost is the most amazing show ever. I cannot believe how fantastic Lost is. I've never watched a single episode of Lost. I cannot believe, what's the show with Larry David? What's the Larry David show? Not Seinfeld. The one that he does, he's the lead in. Anyways, yeah, everybody says, oh, you got to watch the show. I was like, I've never watched one single episode. Never watched one episode of Sex and the City. Never. There's like all these amazing shows that people are just like, it's fantastic. It will change your life. Never watched any. There's some shows that I watch. Curb Your Enthusiasm. Thank you, Brian. I didn't. And also Lawrence and Christina and Maisha, all of them were like, Curb Your Enthusiasm, idiot. That's the name of the show. So I haven't watched a single episode, but everybody says your attitude and your demeanor, you would love this show. It would it's completely Jersey. You would love it. I was like, all right, I'll check it out. So we're watching. I think we're trying to catch up now. We just finished season 1 of Only Murders in the Building. Everybody said that would change their life. That was a hard start. Took us about 4 episodes to get into that show, but now once you get past the 4th episode of season 1, it starts to roll and it starts to get funnier. But some of these shows are like slow starters. But anyways, all that being said, Cammie's here. Hello, Cammie. If you've been here, I'm sorry. I did not see you. I always love it when I see you here. She is one of our online producers, and I know she's always going through a lot. And so every time I see her, I know she's okay. And maybe I just need to call. Maybe I need to call and make sure that you're okay on a more regular basis. All right, let's get back to the purple news. So Record Store Day last year, if you remember correctly, the Prince estate did nothing on Record Store Day, if I remember correctly. Well, let me take that back. They didn't announce anything for Record Store Day, like nothing. And it was a little bit shocking because everybody's like, how do you do a Record Store Day and not release anything? It just didn't make any sense. However, this year they are doing something. It is the one and only Get Off. They are doing the maxi single of Get Off, which is the original one was a 12-inch promo, and it kind of introduced everybody to New Power Generation NPG. And it was Get Off, the damn near 10-minute mix is what it was called. And it wasn't meant to do anything. They weren't going to be putting it on Diamonds and Pearls. They weren't going to be putting it on anything. It was just one of these songs that was just a 10-minute jam session, and everybody loved it. The original one only had 1,500 copies made, and it was kind of sent out to DJs and whatnot. And it broke. I mean, everybody loved this song. And so they were like, oh, okay. I guess Prince didn't expect it to kind of hit the way that it hit. So they went ahead and kind of did an edited version of it, and it ended up on Diamonds and Pearls. So it's kind of a good precursor. Well, it's not a precursor because Diamonds and Pearls, the Super Deluxe Edition, which we will talk about. We got more stuff to talk about with them, is coming out at the end of October, which is why we're having the Diamonds and Pearls celebration. But this will come out on the backside of this. Now, what's interesting about this is you're going to get the damn near 10-minute mix. That's what they call it. Sorry if you get offended by that, but it's a damn near 10-minute mix that they have. And for whatever reason, when you flip it over, it's blank. So one side has got the 10-minute mix and the other side is blank. There's nothing on it. And that's just how the original was. So they are trying to remain faithful to recreating this thing. And it's really cool. There's a lot of neat. The whole entire album cover was designed by Prince. It was actually the artwork and everything was done by Prince. He essentially did the whole thing. And I think, let me take this slide down. Again, this is visual, so I apologize, but I'm going to try to share this tab, and we can kind of zoom in together and kind of see some of the stuff. If you've never taken a close look at this Get Off single, this is the single. But if you look at the left-hand side, there's a lot of it that is done. It's called a mirror message, but it's just essentially written backwards. And of course he had to write it backwards, but there are a bunch of statements that are written backwards. Here's some of the statements. It says, for those who come and go alone, for those whose birthday is June 7th, for those who know Vanessa, I'm assuming they're talking about Vanessa Bartholomew, not the woman that you guys see on videos that's making these really litigious videos against Londell and Charles, not that Vanessa Bartholomew. That's where she got her name. That was a news reporter that Prince gave a name to that was played by Kirstie Alley in the videos. And that's where this woman has gotten her name. I don't know that anybody knows who this woman, but anyways, that's not the Vanessa he's talking about. Anyways, for those who know Vanessa, for those who think the little prince is sleeping, I don't know what that means. for Lenny and Benny in the Chocolate Factory, and for the power and the glory forever. And and there's a bunch of other things on here too. I'm gonna see if I can zoom into some of this stuff so that you can actually see some of these other things that are on here. This was actually done, just so you know, it was released on Prince's birthday on June 7th, which is why it says for those whose birthday is June 7th. And it was on his 33rd birthday. My guess is that it was tied into, because vinyl was played at 33rd and the 3rd. That's probably why it was released on this day. Anyways, it's got a lot of things. It tells you, who mixed it and everything. It says recorded and mixed in your mind. It says brain surgeon was Dr. Mike the K. Do you have insurance? Flute is played by Eric Leeds, and in parentheses it says buy my jazz tape. And it says art by Prince, and Prince is backwards. It's also got a sideways Prince holding a guitar with a really long neck, and it's kind of a little bit weird. And it says warning, don't come to the concert. And then it says let a woman be a woman and a man be a man. It's really cool. It says caution loud. So it's a lot of different things that are on here. Yeah. And it also says play this. Yeah. In cursive. So anyways, here's what I can tell you. It's going to be interesting. This is one of those things. Now here's the other thing too. It is a, what's the other little note I had on here? Oh, this is going to be, when it's released, there's only going to be 7,000 copies done. Only 7,000. So originally there was 1,500 copies. Now there's only going to be 7,000 copies. I mean, that's more than 1,500. So if you get it, you're going to be one of 7,000 people that are holding this single. That's kind of really similar to the singles box set that they came out with Diamonds and Pearls. But we got to talk about some of this Diamonds and Pearl stuff because I'm confused, and I'm hoping that some people can actually help kind of break some of this mystery. We're going to talk about it in a second. We will in just a minute. First thing is, anyways, this thing was coming out Record Store Day, so be there, get ready for it. It's coming. It will be November 24th, 2023, about 6 days after my birthday. My birthday is November 18th. So November 24th, 2023. I'm surprised they didn't release it the same date, June 7th, but I guess they weren't really concerned with that. I don't know. They could have held off. I would think if they're trying to recreate it, you'd release it on June 7th, just like it was originally released on June 7th. I mean, he's not 33 anymore, but oh, it's a thought. All right. So the other little bit of tidbit news is that now, in case you haven't heard, if you happen to have, I don't know, $25,000 or so sitting in your wallet or your bank account, savings account, whatever it is, you can now throw a party at Paisley Park. That's right. They're following in the footsteps of Graceland. Londell and Charles, Londell McMillan and Charles Spicer. I don't know Charles' involvement in it, and I don't really know what kind of involvement that Londell has, but Londell is speaking to press about this. He's speaking to press about this, and he's speaking to them regarding the capability of you being able to throw a party at Paisley Park. I don't know how else to put it, but they've decided that you can hold events here at Paisley Park, and they the party start at $25,000 and can go up to $75,000. Now, if you're looking at the camera right now, obviously if you're audio, you can't, but if you've ever been to Paisley Park, the main concert area, it can hold up to 1,000 people in that largest area. And then of course you have smaller areas like the NPG Music Club that are nowhere near that, but that's okay. Okay. Here's the thing. Paisley Park is primarily a recording studio. And of course, Prince stayed there as well. Threw a lot of parties there. And he kind of always wanted it to be, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure how I feel about this, but I thought that this was something that they were doing anyways. This just seems like it's like an official announcement of it. because I know that Beck had a party there. I know that Justin Timberlake had an album release party or something party there. I know that there's been events that have happened there that were not like ordained by Paisley Park. They were just something that the artist, whoever that artist was, wanted to do there. But I guess maybe now it's a public thing and they're like, all right, well, this is not just for the elite and people who have $25,000 to $75,000 to burn. It's for everybody who have $25,000 to $75,000 to burn. I mean, it would be a great fun time. But even if you're at the low end of that $25,000, what does that give you? What is the difference between $25,000 and $75,000? What exactly does that entail? Does that entail you being fed? Does that entail you can only be in the MPG Music Club area? I don't know. So this is really kind of interesting. Londell told Market Watch, being in the iconic Paisley Park is special. And then he said, Prince left notes that he wanted to turn the studio and sound stages into a full-on museum. Okay. I don't know. All I can tell you is that Paisley Park is now doing these parties. They're now doing this whole thing. So if you got that kind of money, it might be a fun thing to do. Graceland, for those who don't know, that's Elvis's home and whatnot, has rented out. Every year, annually, they rent out to hundreds of events every year. That's insane to me. I mean, even if you're just talking about 300, you're talking about there's only 56 days out of the year where there's not something else going on. So it's just, and Graceland even has a 75-seat wedding chapel. Now, Paisley Park doesn't have a wedding chapel, but you could easily set up some type of wedding ceremony or something inside an MPG Music Club. It seems like it's got a little bit of stage in there. It's kind of a little bit intimate. You could actually throw a party if you had enough people that were attending for the actual reception part of it, you could throw that in the main area. I don't know, if you had money to burn, I'm willing to bet that they would entertain it. But as of right now, for the general public, if you've got $25,000 to $75,000 to burn a hole in your pocket, you can do it. NPG Music Club. And, Paisley Park in general, not just MPG Music Club, but Paisley Park. All right. So let me talk about, all right. We're actually not going to go too late tonight, which is probably good, but because we've got a very busy October, which I will recap if you guys happen to miss it. But, the Atmos Diamonds and Pearls is being remastered. Well, apparently it's been remastered. Obviously we know that because it's done. There are box sets. There's actually pictures of the box sets. They exist. We've seen people hold them. We've seen all kinds of stuff, but I guess last week, I want to say it was maybe a little bit late, maybe 8 days away. I don't know what it was. Diamonds and Pearls, the remastered version of Diamonds and Pearls showed up on Apple Music. It showed up on Tidal, and it showed up on Amazon Music. So it's not on Spotify. I looked for it on Spotify. I did not see it on Spotify. So I don't fully understand why it's already there. Because, and here's why I'm just confused. And it just, I'm just confused. Because everybody was sent to the store, and I will share the store. I mean, you guys, if you're listening on the radio, there's no, actually, let me show you a picture. I'm going to show you a picture of the Atmos version that is appearing. I think this is on Apple Music, I think. And it's Diamonds and Pearls, 2023 remaster. Prince and the New Power Generation, and it's remastered in Dolby Atmos. And it's there for free. Well, obviously, if you're paying for the music service, Apple Music, Tidal, whatever it is, you got it right now. It's here. You have it. They're doing private listening parties and I've saw some private listening parties and stuff that are popping up. I saw Dorothy and stuff. Like I saw these people that are, it's out there right now. So that being the case, what exactly are we waiting for? And I'm speaking specifically to the people that purchased it online. So if you purchase Diamonds and Pearls, the deluxe edition, I mean, with the remastered version of this, it's not expected to ship until October 25th. So why do we have to wait? Now, I ordered the Super Deluxe set. The Super Deluxe set comes with the remastered version, and it also comes with all the lost track, the unreleased tracks. It comes with all that stuff. But for the folks that just ordered the Diamonds and Pearls Deluxe Edition 2 CD things, I realized that there are some other tracks on there, like some different mixes and stuff, like the Get Off Damn Near 10-minute mix. They actually have that on there. Violet the Organ Grinder, Horny Pony, all that stuff. I get that. But there also is the capability to order Diamonds and Pearls, just the regular Diamonds and Pearls CD. If you're watching online, I'm pulling it up right here, and it's just the regular Diamonds and Pearls, the remastered Diamonds and Pearls. So if it's being made available to everybody right now to listen to digitally on Apple, Tidal, and Amazon Music, if you're one of the people that ordered this, why are you having to wait until October 25th to get your hands on this? I can understand if you're sitting on this because of the other stuff, like the deluxe editions with all these remixes and things, and that's coming out October 25th. I get that. But it's, I'm hoping that somebody can help make sense of this to me. It doesn't make, it just doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand the reasoning for, this. And on top of that, there is a bunch of stuff that is getting released pretty regularly. They released Alice Through the Looking Glass. They released that. We talked about that a few weeks ago. They released Alice Through the Looking Glass. That was there. They released Get Blue, which just came out recently. That's on Spotify, actually. Diamonds and Pearls is not. The remastered is not. But maybe maybe it has to do with Amazon Music and Apple Music and Tidal's level of audio, because I know that Tidal has like a higher quality of audio that they deliver, and maybe Spotify doesn't, since they don't offer that. It's more like I don't know, whatever the bit rate is for Spotify. Maybe it doesn't make sense to put it there, but it just doesn't make sense. Why are you offering it for free on these services? Not free. I understand you're paying for the service, but just bear with me. Why are you offering it for free on this service and making the people that paid for it wait until October 25th to actually get their physical copy for it? Again, the deluxe editions with the remixes and all that stuff, I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. But I don't understand. So, I don't see anybody who really has any answers other than Andrew, who said, it's a little bit of a song teaser to get people to buy it. Well, if you have the opportunity to be able to listen in Dolby Atmos, by the way, via these services, it kind of takes away the desire for you to go out and get it. I mean, it just does. I mean, if you can listen to it for free, you're not necessarily going out and buying it. Anyways. Well, and speaking of which, the other thing too, is that they've been making all these little weird decisions too. And a bunch of things that are just, happening. I see this has already been mentioned as well. Live for Love. Many of you. What's kind of funny about Live for Love is that they released Live for Love, and when it came out, I was like, "Oh, sweet, let me listen to this." And I wasn't hearing a difference. I was like, it's a Live for Love early version. So I sat and I listened to it. And I was just like, I don't hear anything different. Maybe I'm not hearing anything different, or maybe I'm just listening more intently to try to hear something different. Now I'm hearing things that I haven't heard before. Come to find out, there wasn't anything different. They released the Live for Love with the original album version audio. And so it wasn't the early version so Live for Love came out, and it was not the early version. It was the album version that we've had for years. And as far as I know, it was not resolved on many of the services. Apparently it was fixed on Tidal. So some of the higher end places did fix it. And I don't know, it's because there's like like with Spotify, if you push out something to Spotify and you have to modify something really, really quick. If you had to modify something really, really quick, but you still want to be able to save your listens. Like if I do a podcast, like this podcast tonight, if I put this podcast on Spotify tomorrow, which I will, it will be on Spotify. It will be on Apple Music. It will be on Odyssey. It will be on iHeartRadio. It will be on all those things. But if I push it out tonight, and then I say to myself, God bless, that's not what I meant. I needed to do something a little bit different. And then I push it out. I can overwrite what's there. But if I had 1,000 listeners or 1,000 listens on that podcast, those 1,000 listens get flushed. It's like they're gone. I have to start over. So I believe that what's happening is that if you want to replace the audio without losing those listens, because in this particular case, there's monetary in it for me too, but not like them. It's a thing. It's a whole thing. According to Brian, it's a different recording on Apple Music. Brian, are you saying that it is the earlier version, or is it the album version? So if you listen to Live for Love early version and you can't really hear the difference, then you're probably still listening to the album version, because the Live for Love early version is very different. It's very different from the album version. So if you find yourself struggling and you're trying to hear the differences, you're not listening to the early version, because the early version is very, very different from what you have on the album. So that was one little weird thing that, that came out. And on top of that, they're still pushing out these things. I mentioned they pushed out Alice Through the Looking Glass. They pushed out Cream, Take Two. They pushed out Insatiable early mix. They pushed out Get Blue, Live for Love early version. But again, we just talked about that the audio is exactly the same audio as the original album version. And I guess they're slowly fixing them. I don't know where it's right now, where it's not. It is what it is. It's just, and according to Sylvia, she said the one on Apple Music has not been fixed, is the same as the original. So it's not fixed on Apple Music either. So they need to fix this stuff out, because what we were told was the reason why we're not getting music in the way that the audience and the way that we want to get it is because they want to make sure that it's right. And so we have to take them by their word that they want to make sure that it's right. And great, fantastic. I'm glad that you want to make sure that it's right. Make sure that's right, but make sure that it's right. If you're going to do that, if you're going to tell us that we're being impatient and that the reason our impatient needs to be justified, because I don't know. I'm being a prick. I get it. And I'm not trying to be a prick. I just know that it's a tough industry, and we need to make sure that we're getting this right. It is imperative that we make sure that we are honoring Prince's legacy in an efficient and correct manner. You can't keep pushing this stuff out that is like this. It's just wrong. And here is another thing that also happened too, that my friend Ben Petrick sent to me, which was the release of Come. Now, for those of you who don't know, Come was an album that was released when 1993, I think it was. And he two things happened with this release. The first is that on the CD, I actually have this album over here. The original CD, Come CD, had a black spine. So there was no writing on the spine. They released it with the wrong year on the spine. So here is the CD. It's supposed to be 1958 to 1993, like it says on the front of the CD. But on the spine, it was a misprint, and it said 1953 to 1993. So basically, they screwed up the date on the spine on the print. Could have been a printing error, but I tell you, here's the problem. Here's the problem. It could have been a printing error, but what ends up happening is that once they print something, and here's another thing that was interesting too. When we went to the celebration, Charles Spicer made a he went out of his way to let us know that when vinyl gets done, there is a whole process that goes through with vinyl. Now, this error on the side of the spine is only with the remix or the remastering they just did with this album. So if you have the original Prince Come album, it does not have this date on the spine. The spine of the Come CD is just black. It's not, you don't have this. But on this remastering that they just put out, it's got the wrong date on the spine. Again, it says 1953 to 1993. It's supposed to say 1958 to 1993, and it doesn't. So there's that. But here's the other thing too. To go back to what I was saying before. Charles Spicer, let me take a drink. He was talking about vinyl, and he said the process that they have to go through with vinyl is a very arduous process. And that process involves them sending, the vinyl company has to, and I wasn't aware of this, and I may be getting all the details wrong, but I'm going to try anyways. That when the vinyl company makes a pressing of an album, they press like 10 of them or 20 of them. And somebody has to go through the process of listening to every single one of those 20. It doesn't matter if it's the same album. They've got to listen to, and it may just be 10. They have to listen to all 10 of those vinyls because there is differences that happen during the process. So they have to make sure there's no skips. They have to make sure that everything, and they have to be paying attention. Because when you commit to vinyl, man, that process has got to be immaculate. It's got to be perfect. And that was part of the whole process that they were saying it's really, really important that we get this whole thing done. And that includes checking all these things, checking the spines, checking all the thank yous that are in there. If there was misprints or misspellings or whatever in the original, then obviously leave them be, because you should, because if that was like that on the original, then leave it like that on the reprint or on the remastering or whatever. Because if you correct it, it's just like, people are going to complain, but that's not what happened here. This was a mistake that was made on the remastering of it. The other part of this is that everybody is familiar with the song Loose off of this album. And Loose is, I want to say it's probably one of Prince's first techno songs that I can ever recall him ever doing. I know that I'm not by myself. where when Loose came on, you were like, oh, wow, I've never heard him do anything like this. It was just something totally different because he was always about real music by real musicians. And he was always really, really hardcore about that. And so to hear something that is this, and there's a lot of instrumentation that's in here, but it was very electronic, which was unusual. But at the end of Loose, it is at the end of Loose, it ends, and then it's not even like a space. The song ends, and then Prince says, cool. Here's what that sounds like. I'm going to play this for you. I think you can hear it. Check this out.
Cool.
Okay. Did you hear that? That's how the song ends. I'll play it for you again.
Cool.
On this remastering of Come, they stopped the song and cut off where he says cool. So there is no cool. So on their version, it's no cool at the end. I just brought down the volume so you can hear it. So you have a reissue like this that is got two egregious errors on it. And again, you're telling me that it has to be right and the things have to be perfect and that you are paying attention to all these details and that we need to wait and we need to sit on our hands and we need to make sure that we are, because this is what you guys are doing, is making sure that it's perfect. Problem is that there's so many things that are going on that are just kind of imperfect. And let me just, I feel like I need to clarify some things because I am very, very pro estate. Now this is going to be really, I know a lot of people are losing their shit me saying this, but let me say this. Okay. I have my own personal feelings about certain people that run things and certain people that are kind of pushing the buttons and whatnot at this point in the game. I realize this, but we've had this discussion before, and the discussion is that we want the music. We want Prince's legacy to be protected, and we want the music, and we want the music done right. And those are the things that we want. Somebody is going to make a lot of money. It's not going to be us. We will be part of the process of providing them money, of giving them money. Here, take my money. Take it. Take it. Take it. Take it. It's yours. It's yours. You can have my money. You can take it. Take my money. Here's the thing. Okay. I don't give I really don't. I just want it to be right when I get it. Somebody's going to be making money. I know there's a lot of Londell haters out there like Vanessa Bartholomew. I know there's a lot of Charles Spicer haters out there. I know all these people are haters. I just want the music. Do I want Prince's legacy to be overseen by people who have his best interest at heart? Abso-friggin-lutely. And if those people that are in charge right now are not those people, then whoever the powers are that be, or whoever is overseeing that, or whoever's responsibility it is to make sure that that is what's happening, fantastic. Do it. If those are not the right people, then get them out. In the meantime, for us public people that are in the public eye, and us fans, just give us the music. Just give us the music. Just make sure it's right. Don't screw it up. Don't cut off cool at the end.
Cool.
Because when you take that off, it's not cool. Okay. So, I know that there's a bunch of stuff going on right now. I know people are going to start asking me questions about where's Sharon? What's going on with Sharon? What's going on with this? Who's going on with this? I know a lot of things that are going on right now. Nothing that I can discuss because it's not my place and it's none of my business and it's way outside of my pay grade. But I got friends in low places and I hear lots of stuff. I hear lots of stuff that's going on and there's lots of movement and there's lots of things that are, it's just, and a lot of it's very, very public. And you just got to look in the right places. But as I said, we just want the music and we want it done correctly. And Kiaria said they cut the applause from the beginning of Adore. I didn't even notice that. So, I mean, there's lots of little minor details they've got to pay attention to. Okay. Shout out to Chris. Was it Chris James, I think, who did the Dolby Atmos? Because I think that's a fantastic job from what I've heard of the Diamonds and Pearls remastering. But again, if I'm one of those people, and I know that there's some folks here, there are some folks here that have ordered this Diamonds and Pearls remastered CD, and you're waiting for it to be released on October 25th. You're probably a little pissed that all these people that did not pay for it are able to listen to it for free. Right now, you paid for it, but you did not get to hear it before the people that did not. Apple Music, Tidal, Amazon, not Spotify. I don't know why it's not Spotify. I'm sure it's somewhere between the audio level that comes off of Spotify and the percentage rate that comes off of it. It's got to be something, one of those two things. I don't know. I know that The Fix, which is an 80s band that you guys hear me talk, and I hate saying 80s band because they've released music in every single decade, multiple albums in every single decade, including this one. And, but all their music got pulled off of Spotify by the band. And there's something going on. I don't know what it is, but it's happening with a lot of bands where there's like, forget Spotify, we're out. And that may be the case with this. All I know is that Diamonds and Pearls Remastered is out there right now for free. For free. If you haven't ordered yet, like Andrew is sitting here saying, I haven't ordered yet. I did set up a link to a drastically less expensive way to get Diamonds and Pearls as compared to the store. We talked about this a few weeks ago, probably about a month ago, maybe. Funkatopia.com, FUNKATOPIA.com/DP for Diamonds and Pearls. If you go there, you can get Diamonds and Pearls CD set for like, this ends up being like $50 or $60 less than what it would cost in the store. And that's primarily because the store.prince.com is charging like $39 or $35 or something to have it shipped in an expedited way so that you get it when it gets released. Whereas if you're an Amazon Prime member, you get second day free. So there you go. So anyways, Funkatopia.com/DP if you want to save some money. If you have not pre-ordered it yet, you can just order it from there. For some reason, it's less money. It's like discounted. It's like 20% less or 15% less on Amazon, and you don't have to pay for shipping. So Funkatopia.com/DP will save you a little bit of time. Anyways, all right, I'm done talking about it. All right. So here's the thing. On top of the ones that I just mentioned, Alice Through the Looking Glass. Great track. I love it. Cream, Take Two, Insatiable, the early mix, Live for Love, the early version, Get Blue. There's also, I don't know where this happens. I I don't know where this happens, but there is also 9 tracks. 9. That's how many. I got to make sure I do 5 on one hand. 9 tracks that popped up on just places, not official streaming sites. But I think whoever is doing this, whoever's doing the, I guess, pressing of the vinyl, or maybe it's the CD. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure who's doing it, but there are 9 tracks that have been floating out there that are in really good, high quality audio that must be leaked by whoever is responsible for pressing the vinyl. But they include My Tender Heart, Lorianne. These are all unreleased tracks that are part of the deluxe set. My Tender Heart, Lorianne, Glam Slam 91, the long version of Diamonds and Pearls, Blood on the Sheets, The Last Dance, which is also called Bang Pow Zoom and the whole 9, Something Funky This House Comes, The Voice with the Prince vocal, and Diamonds and Pearls, an alternate version without Rosie Gaines. Why you would want to do that, I don't know, but it's an alternate version without Diamonds and Pearls. You want to hear like 20 seconds of each one of these? Because remember, I've got friends in low places. So there's My Tender Heart. Here's 20 seconds of that. What makes you think what you think without you? That was My Tender Heart. There's Lorianne. Here's a taste of Lorianne. Not going to play any more than any of that, just so we're clear, because it's just not happening. Glam Slam 91. Here's a little taste of that. I see that Lauren says the playback is a little distorted. I'm going to try not to talk over it, because I think if I talk over it or do anything over it, maybe if I mute myself while I'm playing these little clips, it might, because it may be partly the microphone that's picking some of this up. So let's, I'll mute myself when that's happening. All right. Diamonds and Pearls long version is exactly Diamonds and Pearls, but it's basically has a minute of extra. It's extended at the end. It's like a minute extended. So I'm not going to play that. You guys get to the idea. I want you guys to buy the albums. Then Blood on the Sheets. Let me play a little clip of Blood on the Sheets for you. That is an instrumental, and the whole song is pretty much like that. And again, I'm sorry if it's distorted, but hey, that's even better if it's distorted, because I can get in less trouble for that. The Last Dance, Bang Pow Zoom and the whole 9. Let's play a little clip of that.
No, baby, get up, Tony. No further questions. Your witness.
Bang, pow, zoom, and the whole 9. You ain't never seen another girl that's fine. Pete, what you thinking?
So bad, she good.
Nigga, you're crazy. You ain't never seen a future that bright.
All right, then, bet. Flow, step to it. But don't let the bright lights fool you, because it happened to me before.
That was The Last Dance, Bang Pow Zoom and the whole 9. Here's a little taste of Something Funky This House Comes. We'll play a little clip of that. That was a clip of Something Funky This House Comes. Now, and the other two were Diamonds and Pearls, the alternate version without Rosie Gaines. You can kind of get an idea of that. And the last one I'll play a little clip for is The Voice, which has got Prince on vocals. And I'll let you check this one out. This last one I'll play a clip of. I don't know if that made a difference with me turning off my mic during that or not. Anyways, that is, so there's 9 tracks. So now you've got, not only do you have, in these tracks, I'm telling you, they're going to start popping up. They're going to start popping up on YouTube. They're going to start popping up in a variety of different places. I'm telling you, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. So you've got 9 tracks that are being leaked out there from the Super Deluxe set. Plus, on top of that, the ones they already released, which is Alice Through the Looking Glass, Cream Take 2, Insatiable Early Mix, Get Blue, and Live for Love early version. You got a huge chunk of songs that are out there. Plus, on top of that, you've already released the remastered version. So it's like you're like delivering the entire Super Deluxe set. I mean, it's like you're delivering the whole entire thing. Yeah, I'm sorry if the audio was bad on that. Check it out on patreon.com/Funkatopia. Anyways, it's gonna come, and it's coming hard, and it's coming fast. So story of my life. Anyways, I don't know what to tell you. It's really weird that they have so many different things going on, and for free. That's the push, is that it's free. If you pray, again, you're still paying for the music service or whatever, but for the most part, this stuff is out there now. You're able to hear a huge chunk of this stuff now. It's crazy. And I don't know. I'm looking forward to getting the Super Deluxe set. And part of this, which is actually kind of cool, is that the Halloween party that we're going to be doing is going to be a Halloween party / unveiling or unboxing of the Diamonds and Pearls Super Deluxe CD set. So the Halloween party that we do on the 31st is going to be part unboxing of that set, since it comes out on the 27th. And then we're also going to be, it's going to be mixed with the Halloween party. So we're going to have a lot of fun. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. So anyways, that is all that I have for you tonight. We had a lot of purple news, a lot of talk about some of the stuff that we got coming up. Cami says, did I get the vinyl or CD set? I got the CD set. Because I love vinyl, as you can tell from my collection, which is only a partial part of my collection. I just don't have room for it. I've actually going to be getting a box and just boxing up because there's actually a shelf that is above where you're seeing this ATL. There's another shelf that's got more stuff up here. And those CDs that you see right over here, that is a second layer of CDs. So you got all those CDs. And if you take a chunk of those CDs out, there's more CDs behind them. So there's a whole entire wall of CDs and then more CDs in front of them. And then there's also CDs that are in boxes as well. So it is, anyways, yeah, I know Lawrence is like, how dare you stop early tonight? I know we can't have it all 2 hours because I've got to prep for all this other stuff that's coming. And for those that missed it, I will go through it one more time before I Arlene says, don't hide it away. That's the best backdrop. I'm glad you guys like this backdrop, because the reality of it is that I really have a lot of cool stuff to show in this office that is pretty insane. I mean, I've got a music wall over here that's got tons of different artists and stuff. MPG, Speech, Jesse Johnson, all these people that I have taken pictures with, Jelly Bean Johnson, Blue October, Sheila E., Public Enemy, George Clinton, Parliament Funkadelic, all these pictures of bands that I've hung out with. And that's a really, really cool background. I would love to show off at some point in time. Maybe thinking if I were to shift my office, but again, this backdrop is really, really cool, but you got to keep all of it. You got to keep all of it. Cammy, hang tight. Cammy says she's got to go. Give me 2 more minutes and we're done. All right. Cause I want to make sure that I go through the party, that is going to be starting next week. All right. I'm going to go through it one more time so you guys know what's coming for the month of October. All right. First thing is next week, TC Ellis is going to be with us October 10th. TC Ellis. So tune in October 10th. TC Ellis will be here. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're not going to want to be anywhere else. He's got a lot of great Prince stories. And we really want to talk about some of the stuff that he's got going on with the history of the Confessions album and everything that was going on. It's just, it's crazy. Revolution says I should do a show of the Prince memorabilia that I have. Yeah, it's a whole thing. I mean, if I got this camera, hold on a second. Let me take TC Ellis down. You can actually see that wall right there is nothing but pictures and pictures of just artists that this is Kendrick Lamar, me and Kendrick Lamar hanging out, the window box. I mean, that's just all Prince stuff. And then of course you got all this other stuff back here. Yeah, there is a whole thing going on in my office. There is so much stuff. It's a lot. All right. So next week, TC Ellis is going to be here. Then on Monday, October 16th, not Tuesday, Monday, October 16th, we welcome Maite. Maite is going to be here. She is going to be doing a full-blown interview with us on Monday, October 16th. Then on top of that, she may be breaking some news that is going to blow your mind. And you may have your mind blown on this date. So make sure you put this on your calendar. You're going to want to be there so you can be the first to hear it. I just don't know. I can't share it. Even if you're friends of mine and you have my phone number, don't call me and don't ask me because I'm not going to tell you. But it's going to be ridiculous. So anyways, there's that. Maite, October 16th. Then the following day on Tuesday, because we do these shows on Tuesday. The reason why she's doing this on October 16th and we agreed to do the show on Monday, October 16th is because it is Amir's birthday. So that's the reason why we're doing it on October 16th. That's when Amir was born. And so that's the reason why we're doing it. So Maite is going to be with us on Amir's birthday on October 16th. That's what we're doing. And then the following day, 2 days in a friggin' row, we're doing Diamonds and Pearls celebration. This guest list is going to get bigger. But right now, currently, we have confirmed Tony M with NPG, Scott McCullough, who is the director and camera operator for pretty much all of the Diamonds and Pearls videos, with the exception of Diamonds and Pearls and Get Off. But I mean, did Violet the Organ Grinder. I mean, just a lot of stuff. So Scott McCullough, he was just on the show a few weeks ago. Great show. He's coming back on the show. We're going to have a little bit of Diamonds and Pearls celebration. It's going to be a lot of fun. And Robia Scott, who was Pearl, Diamond, remember the Prince had Diamond and Pearl? Robia Scott's going to be on. So we have, those are 3 that we have now. 3. And there's going to be more. So October 17th is going to be pretty insane. And then, of course, on October 31st, I love this picture. October 31st, it's going to be our Halloween party. It's going to be a Halloween party plus an unboxing of Diamonds and Pearls CD box set, the Super Deluxe box set. So we're going to be unboxing that. I didn't put that on the graphic because So busy October. We missed a week, and this is why. So there's that. So again, TC Ellis, Maite, Diamonds and Pearls celebration, and then the Halloween party. This October is packed solid, with the exception of 1 week. So don't go anywhere. It's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm here by myself. Every time I do it by myself, it always kind of ends up rough anyways. I kind of speak my mind and do my own thing, and then we just kind of figure out how it goes. And you never know what I'm going to say. So I am so grateful for all of you amazing people. Please support Funkatopia. It takes a lot to do the show. You can do one-time donations on Venmo at Funkatopia, also on Cash App at $Funkatopia. But the biggest thing you probably want to do is become a member of Patreon, patreon.com/Funkatopia. That's patreon.com/Funkatopia. Because not only do you get to hear some really cool stuff, we release all types of music, give you really cool files once a year for the top 2 tiers for the board of directors, and also for, I can't remember what the unicorns, I can't remember the second level below that. We actually do, I actually get you gifts and send gifts out to all the members. Send gifts. Personally, like last year, I made clocks. Actually, it was this year because I was a little bit late doing it because it was a lot to put together. But I took 45s, actual original Prince 45 RPMs, and I made them into clocks, and I sent them to the members. So there are some things that I do to help support things. And on top of that, even if you come in, you'll be able to have access to, you don't have to wait. You have access to a lot of really cool files, a lot of cool music stuff, just really cool things. And I'm working on getting a little bit better. Funkatopia.com has been stagnant for a little while, but I'm starting to kind of put all the stuff out that was in there before. And it's going to be, I don't know. Ernest says, is there ever going to be a What Time Is It Deluxe? I don't know. Because really, in all honesty, with the time stuff, Prince kind of wrote really specific songs for them, and there were just like a handful of songs. He wasn't in that mode of like writing 100,000 songs. He wasn't in that mode yet. It was just a couple years out where he just hit his stride, and then he was writing like dozens of songs every week. That was a lot. It was a very different time period, which is one of the reasons why those time albums only typically had 6 and 7 songs on them. I mean, their biggest album, Ice Cream Castle, had 6 songs on it, 6, 3 on each side. So it was, and when he wanted to make it a little bit longer, he just made them long. He just, we need to get we need to get to 35 minutes. Fine. Let's just make that song 10 minutes long. So, so I would love to see a deluxe edition of a time album, but I just don't see it happening. However, I will say that it can be done probably for like a Pandemonium type of thing, primarily because that album was supposed to be another album called Corporate World, and it ended up being the time had their own stuff that they were doing, like It's Your World and stuff like that. And then there was another album called Corporate World, which has got there's a lot of tracks on that album. And that stuff just got kind of sprinkled on Graffiti Bridge and then on Pandemonium, but there are still a bunch of tracks that were not on either one of those albums from the time. So it's coming. And I had, who did I have on the show? I think it was Jelly Bean I had on the show, and I asked him about the album Old Dog New Tricks. Old Dog's New Tricks. And I had heard rumors about this time album that existed somewhere in the 90s, and I don't know when it was, and I think it was just an idea for it. But I asked Jelly Bean in an old interview, I said, what is this time album called Old Dog's New Tricks? What is this? He was like, oh yeah. He goes, I don't know what happened to that. I was like, wait, so it exists? It existed at one point in time? Great. Let's get that. So I'm sure there's plenty of stuff that has been buried. And all those band members have the capability to be able to do those things. I mean, Jesse Johnson is is a really, really good writer, although he only releases an album once every 20 years. He had his moment where he had his 3 albums that kind of came pow, pow, pow. But then after that, it was like 20 years and then we'll do this. And then 20 years and then we'll do Bare My Naked Soul. And then 20 years and then we'll do Verbal Penetration. And then, screw it. I'll just go on tour with D'Angelo. We're calling it. I would love to have some more stuff from Jesse. I love Jesse's stuff, but anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I answer these rogue questions. Purple Nerd says, how about a Jamie Starr box set? Hey, there's stuff. He does a lot of production. I would love to see a triple threat box set. How about that? How about all that stuff like the Times live stuff like Dance to the Beat, Dance to the Beat, Dance to the Beat. There's lots of stuff there. There's a lot of outtakes from the Vanity 6 era. There's lots of outtakes from Apollonia era. There's outtakes from Jill Jones. Jill Jones is coming, by the way. Jill Jones remastering of Jill Jones album, which was been out of print for a long time, is coming back out. So Jill Jones, her album is being remastered and it's coming. And it's supposed to be coming this year. We heard about this in an interview that Blondell had done, and he kind of let it drop that he let it drop. Yeah. Ernest said Jesse Johnson gets paid for his old stuff and his old production stuff. Yes, I agree. Matter of fact, I just did I put it up? No, I don't think I put it up. Yeah, I did right here. There's one of them, Sue Ann Carwell. That's one that he produced. Yeah, he gets paid for his stuff. Of course he would. A lot of people do. Guy's been doing it for a minute. Anyways, love you guys. Thank you guys so much. We will see you next week. TC Ellis. And then the following week, Monday, would be doing an amazing interview, fun interview with Maite. And then after that, we're going to be doing the Diamonds and Pearls celebration, Tony M, Robia Scott, and Scott McCullough. And then an unboxing. It's just going to be fun. It's a fun time. Good night, everyone. I hope you guys have a fun time. And it's only 15 minutes. It's not that bad. It's only 15 minutes short of what it normally is. Good night, everybody. Get to bed. You got to work in the morning. We shall see you very, very soon. And let's play a distorted intro song. See you soon. Next week. TC Ellis.